This is the story of a woman named Naomi. Well, actually, it's the story of two women, Naomi and Ruth. Right, two women. A lot of bad things happen to them, but hey, a lot of good things happen to them too. Naomi lived in Bethlehem with her husband and two sons, the same town where Jesus would be born many years later. Unfortunately, there was a famine in Bethlehem, so Naomi and her husband and their sons moved to a place called Moab. Fortunately, in Moab, Naomi's sons met and married their wives, Ruth and Orpah. Yep, so that's Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah. Unfortunately, it wasn't long before Naomi's husband and two sons died. Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah were widows. Naomi decided to go back to Bethlehem. Unfortunately, being a woman who was alone without any family or relatives would have been really hard, maybe even dangerous. Orpah stayed in Moab, but fortunately, Ruth wasn't willing to let Naomi go back to Bethlehem alone. They went together. Then Ruth said one of the most famous lines of scripture in the Bible: "Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." So Naomi and Ruth set out for Bethlehem. Fortunately, the famine that had once destroyed Israel was over. Things were growing again. In fact, fortunately, when the two returned to Israel, it was the beginning of the barley harvest. Unfortunately, Ruth and Naomi didn't have much money, and they were very hungry. Fortunately, there was something called Gleaning, where people would leave behind a bit of grain in the fields for the poorest people to gather so that they wouldn't starve. Fortunately, Ruth ended up in the field with a man named Boaz. Come on. Good job. Fortunately, Boaz was a really good man. The Bible calls him a man of noble character. He was very generous and told his workers to leave extra grain for Ruth to glean. Unfortunately, Ruth and Naomi were still two unmarried women in Israel, and back then it was almost like they didn't matter unless they had a man to care for and protect them. Fortunately, when Ruth told Naomi about the generous farmer named Boaz, Naomi knew it was great news. Because, most fortunately, Naomi knew that Boaz was their relative. This meant he could step in and protect them and redeem their family. Fortunately, Naomi and Ruth had a plan that would require lots of bravery from both of them. Fortunately, Ruth was a very brave woman. She put on nice clothes and perfume instead of the clothes she had been wearing as a grieving widow and went to find Boaz. Fortunately, Ruth knew she could find him sleeping in his farm. She went to him and waited at his feet. Why'd she do that? We don't know, but that's what she did. Unfortunately, it startled Boaz and he woke up. But fortunately, he listened to Ruth. He listened as she asked him to redeem Naomi's family and marry her. Unfortunately, Ruth could have gotten in major trouble for this. Back then, women didn't ask men to marry them, and definitely not widows from foreign countries. Fortunately, Boaz was impressed with Ruth. He even called her a woman of noble character. Fortunately, Boaz wanted to marry Ruth. Fortunately, he did. Fortunately, this marriage would redeem Naomi's entire family. Fortunately, their family would grow and grow and grow. That wasn't the last time that God would use this family to redeem what looked hopeless and dead. Many years later, Ruth and Naomi and Boaz's relative, Jesus, would save not just his family, but the whole world. And I can't wait for you to hear that story.